Hi everyone, LazyFire here, and welcome back to Battlefield 4. Right now we have a bit of a spoiler in front of us. Unfortunately, this is how every one of these screens look. It's going to spoil you on the mission at hand. So this is the last one of these you'll see. I'll just use this one over and over again or not. But I have a guest with me today. Would you like to say hi?
Hi, how you doing?
It's Gatz. You may know Gatz from Breakdown, Vampire the Masquerade, several other LPs. But he's here today to help me on this thing, which is admittedly not a great game. So,
This
uh,
looks a little familiar.
a little bit from your childhood of being in the Marines.
I was gonna say from the end of the last episode. That's close.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I should have cut this technically, but this is how the game starts it.
Oh,
This
really?
this game is so weird about where it cuts stuff. Sometimes you'll end a mission and you'll get this like the cutscene like that one, and then the next cutscene that's supposed to happen doesn't appear. Like I was afraid this sequence right here that we're watching now wouldn't show up. Like that's the way this game like edits stuff together. It's so bizarre. So I always record extra and see where I end up. So, eh.
Well, at least we get to watch Wrecker, who woke up apparently sleeping in his combat gear.
Yeah, that's how whenever I go to bed, I just wear my clothes from work. That's pretty normal for me. So I don't know what you think his problem is. It's pretty normal.
Irish swam by.
Irish swam by. That's a weird way to put that on a
Gotta
boat.
steal sleep while you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody's name in this game is weird. I think that's a trick for these military shooters. Everybody has this kind of unique name.
Yeah. So you can see, not exactly spacious quarters. I actually cut a pretty solid chunk of walking around this ship out of the game, the video, because nothing fucking happens in it.
Hmm.
Like this is it's all window dressing.
It's like the town exploration part of a JRPG or something.
Yeah, pretty much. I can go to the shop and they'll not sell me anything until I complete this quest where I kill a rat with my bare hands. That's actually the next part of this video. So get ready.
I was gonna say you get to listen to completely inane conversations,
Uh huh.
but that's close.
All right. So when we come to a door, it's off to the left. We get to go get blinded. It's a trait of the Battlefield series. Like the HDR effects are fucking intense in this game, and
I was gonna say there's a ton of lens flare. Anyway.
oh man, you should see like the light effects look really good in multiplayer, but like out here, and when you go look at the sun directly, it's like looking at a fucking supernova. It's
Hmm.
ridiculous to the point where that EMP in the last video was kind of like dull for a Battlefield game. And look at the visors on these guys. Look how they stick out like
Oh,
that.
right. Yeah. Hmm.
It's the reflections, the reflective textures they have on that thing doesn't allow them to be dulled the way that their faces are by the lighting effects that are coming through.
Right.
So it's completely fucking up how those are supposed to look. Can't go this way. You can't.
Oh, I was gonna ask, does an EMP just disable electronics, or does it completely fry them?
It fries
Because
them. You can
so are they
actually.
repairing them from spare parts?
Um, yes, I imagine, but you're also imagining that this game runs on any sort of logic that is like workable in the real world. It doesn't work that way. The way an EMP would fry like active electronics, like that bank of computers over there should be off. Like, what the
Yeah, that's
fuck?
yeah.
But stuff like this happens to be like just the weirdness of this game and the way it was written. I think they just need an excuse for this ship not to be able to communicate to things, so they said EMP blast, and
But we
goddamn,
still need the ship functioning, so just leave that in.
well, it's a diesel engine, so they mention that actually later in the video that it's diesel, so it's just gonna run anyways. All right, so we're gonna go meet the USS Titan, which is some sort of aircraft carrier, and so we're have to prepare for that and go meet our team and go through this dining hall. And everyone seems to hate Irish, which is kind of normal because that's how every one of the fans of the people who played this game all hate Irish. So it's totally normal.
Is there any character development with Irish? We've learned that he doesn't like heights. That's not really development. It's just learning something about him. And he also saved those civilians by just screaming out into the night.
There is a little bit of character development with him, but it's with one other character. There, like I try not to spoil this game, but there's not a lot to spoil. But there's like one character, he's like, I don't trust you, and then at the end of the game, he's like, I trust you completely, and that's his character development.
Let me in.
Look at the backpack on the guy on the left here.
She's on our side.
If you're gonna, it's going into the wall. If you're gonna design these guys to be here, you've got to design them to stand a little bit further away so their stuff doesn't clip through a wall. That's just like good design policy, right?
Went down in the EMP blast.
And this curtain here, if you try to walk into it, is more solid than any wall in this game. Like, it's fantastic job. And yep,
Take all the help I can get.
that's
This is not good.
yeah.
She's looking for you.
That's the guy who got shot in the last video and had
Right.
bandages over his face and all that other stuff. So basically, he's like a fucking punch toy in this game. Now, before we go through there, I'm just gonna take a quick look around, and there's a newspaper article on a table over here on the right. Don't follow pack.
If Admiral Chang is out.
Where is it? Here it is. Now, it might be hard to see this, but it actually says Battlefield 3 rocks, which
Oh, it
makes that
says rocks.
yeah, it makes it a propaganda poster. But that's the only newspaper texture in the entire game. It just says Battlefield 3 rocks. There's a few of them around. There's an Osprey. We never get to fly one or be in one at all. So
I saw the camera clip into, who is it, Wrecker?
yeah,
Yeah.
Into his own arm. Yeah, that
Right.
happens. There are a lot of visual and physics glitches in this game, and the one you just mentioned is kind of small compared to some of the other stuff that happens. In the first episode, I stabbed the air and took its dog tags. So
Oh, yep, I remember that pretty well.
that was when I knew it was going to be a great Let's Play. It was when that happened. Or when there was actually a thing with Irish where at one point you have to climb a ladder in this game, and he gets behind you and he can launch you up into the air and kill you because you'll just come down so hard that you'll die. Here's some more Irish time. And
It's like a J.J. Abrams movie.
pretty much. Here you go. Have this thing. It's big as your head. It's definitely not an apple. It's like like if it was any bigger, it'd be a cantaloupe. The game is so weird about the sizing and scale and everything.
You did a good thing, right?
Now, if you, I don't think I mentioned it in any of the videos, but I mentioned it in the OP. Irish is voiced by Michael K. Williams of The Wire.
I did the enemy bullshit.
He
I've
played
never heard of it.
played Omar Little.
I don't know what that is.
You watch Boardwalk Empire?
No, I'm not cultured.
Okay. Well, if you were cultured, you'd know that Omar Little is the best character on The Wire, which is weird because he translated into the worst character in Battlefield 4. But then again, this is the developers being pretty heavy-handed about this character. And this is, remember, we're supposed to be the squad leader, and we get told what to do all the time. We never come up with a plan. We always follow what Irish or Pack says.
There's only so much when you can do when you're mute.
Yeah. It's so weird that they made him mute the squad leader. It's like, you're going to be the squad leader now. Dunn said you're really good, but we've never heard you say a single word the entire time you've been with us. You must be an okay guy. Or he opens his mouth up and he sounds like he's just like all squeaky and everything. That'd be great. Let's go kill him, guys! Like, oh, whoa. We should reconsider this. Now, here's the Titan.
Mother of God. Look.
They tried to microwave a Hot Pocket, and this is, occurred.
I noticed that they put in the camera shake for when you go down and up those stairwells, but it's not present on every stairwell.
Yes, some of the stairwells are basically like, if it were any other game, I'd say it's almost like a loading screen, but it is not. It's just like it's a cinematic staircase. So your guy has to grip the sides and then go up and down holding it. But this one, for example, is not. Very weird stuff. You gotta really apply this stuff universally. Oh, and look at this. You just get pushed around. Now, this is something that was kind of pioneered in the Half-Life series, or Half-Life 2 at least, where no matter where you were, characters would look at you and talk to you directly when they're addressing your character. Not in this game. No, no, no.
Hang on, I gotta get into a good position for this cutscene.
He's talking to... He thinks you should be, like, behind where these two guys are, or, like, Kovic will talk to you and he'll look in a completely different way.
Obey your squad leader.
But we get to spend more time with Michael Douglas. I don't know.
Garrison, Kovic, Irish, Wrecker.
Pack.
I think the most normal name we came across was,
For intel and survivors.
I don't even remember now.
Hawkins, the character who was in the helicopter who died.
Possibly, but I was gonna say one of the characters, one of those meaningless conversations, had kind of a normal name.
Done.
Anyway, what are you picking here?
USAS 12 is an automatic shotgun. In the single player, it fires slugs and has an ACOG scope on it. It is actually pretty good in one particular situation. Actually, where you unlock it in the game is the only spot where it's really good, but I tried it here to show it off. Now, in the upper right corner right there, you saw somebody's name pop up and everything. There is, by the way, no way to turn that off. So if that starts to get annoying, I can't do anything about it.
Come on, Irish.
But you cannot, like, when people join games or message you or something like that, they can take you completely out of this game by sending you a message over Origin. I cannot change that either. There's some really weird things this game decided to do. Okay.
Well, they had a pretty strict time limit when they made this.
Yes, EA actually told, or more or less told, DICE that they had to have this out before Call of Duty, and so they probably released this, some people are theorizing, as much as 6 months too early for when it should have come out. But the single player has never really been a focus in this game, so not really a concern, but the multiplayer had a lot of issues at start, and still has a few. But, you know, we'll discuss that in the multiplayer videos.
Maybe it's just like the YouTube compression on my video here, but the water does not look good.
Really, this game, and I am really kind of sad that it looks like that, but yeah, this game looks amazing if you have a high-end PC, which I happen to be, you know, a complete PC spurg now, so I have one, and it looks amazing. Unfortunately, the YouTube compression and the bitrate I encoded it at, which is actually pretty high, make it look kind of bad, which is unfortunate. It's a nice looking game, like I said.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, so you might have missed this, but the USS Titan is on a reef somehow, so that's why it's not sinking.
Okay.
So the Chinese were kind of to fire on it when it was on a reef, or the Hot Pockets exploded at a good time, I don't know which. And yeah, we apparently assumed something happened to it like this because we came in loaded up pretty heavy.
That's right. I was gonna say something about that, but I forgot.
Yeah.
This is technically a rescue mission, but the rescue mission is for some object.
Yes,
and
there's
we came strapped with weapons.
Yeah.
Just in case.
There's a hard drive in here somewhere. So now we're, if you've seen The Rock, this should be familiar. Just crawling around through an area. This is neither the first nor the last time we've been forced to crawl through a duct in this game, so... And I don't know what's happening there with the choppiness, but that happened. I cannot explain it. I don't know why it goes down like that. But for whatever reason, even when I played it, it had this weird choppy motion to it.
Not exactly an exit strategy.
This seems like a really good plan, by the way. Send 4 guys onto this ship of... it's been destroyed pretty heavily. I'm sure they'll be able to put out the fires. It's probably got a nuclear reactor on it, considering it's an aircraft carrier and all. So let's just send... These guys must be okay with this. Yeah.
I was gonna say we got a rebreather, but don't those normally come with oxygen tanks or something? Or is that not a thing?
Wrecker, actually, this entire time, he's not just not talking, he's just holding his breath. So he's actually really... Yeah,
okay.
He'll be fine. So if you come in this room, you can actually pick up your first P90, which is a fan favorite in like every modern first-person shooter. It's in one of those games. In this game, it's only okay. In Battlefield 3, it was amazing. But you'll see the limits it's under in a few moments.
Wait, let me help you with that.
Which has an obvious laser scope on it so the enemies can see you?
Now, in single player, I don't think they can, but if you turn the laser off, you turn a flashlight on. So,
What?
yeah, you'll see me like pop a flashlight on and off in this. That's when I hit the T button, it switches between laser and flashlight.
It's the worst thing.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just me, but I think that's kind of a bad idea. It's like, well, I can either make myself really obvious and reduce my hip fire, or I can make myself really obvious and not reduce my hip fire. But this game, there's some really dark areas of this game, so you kind of want the flashlight at times, but you never need it.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you can see, it's taken on a nice hue of green water in here, and we'll just
Still the
swim
lens flare.
I'm sure, yeah. It's the lens flare underwater, J.J. Abrams movie and all. Oh, there's a sparking pipe underwater. That's not good. Like, OSHA would... No, that's a light. OSHA would have a field day with
yep.
this game.
I bet. What are you
and
stuck on?
A little piece of pipe that was right below me that I couldn't quite see. Like, there's a very specific path you have to take. You can't go up or down in the water in here. Which is weird because they introduced, like, swimming as a huge mechanic in the multiplayer now. And you cannot do anything with swimming in the single player. Yeah, don't ask me. I just work here. Yeah, and you have to be in the right spot to climb out. Otherwise, you will not.
Hey,
yep.
survivors? Can be mechanical.
I love this part. Like, you could actually completely bypass this by just nailing E against this door until it opens. So they could actually end up not speaking their full piece there. And there is no right or wrong way to get through this thing. You just wander around until you get to the right spot.
Okay.
It's a good game design, right?
This ain't the time.
It's, coming out of Red Faction where it was like, if you don't know the exact way, sometimes you can get completely lost.
Mm-hmm.
This game is like, there's no way you're going to get lost, you fucking moron. Just don't fuck up too much. But here I am. Lost. yeah, like I said.
Oh, you found your way.
Yeah, you can't see more than like 10 feet in front of you in this game, in this area, so doing that is a little difficult. But here's some nice character moments.
The water's rising! You gotta help us out! This is the only way out of here!
Watch us swim around.
Get you out! Step aside, Marine.
This is like... Yeah, I'm so strong!
Fuck, it's building shut.
No. No. You think they would have figured that out, right?
Let's move. Fuck, we are.
I should have looked up and seen Irish and Kovic having a fight here, but...
Oh, well.
When we do get them out, they'll be corpses.
They don't love each other.
That's an order. You heard Garrison.
It's the moral dilemma in Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's just
This seems like-
indiscriminately
and they're-
shoot.
Yeah, they're both dead now. Thanks, job, Irish.
Sorry. Let's go. Move.
So Irish just slapped Kovic there with the butt of his gun, and
Wrecker.
yeah, I want to know. You're in Tombstone Squad, which is you're a Marine, right? Kovic is an agent of some nature, and he has been put in charge of your squad of Marines.
Mm-hmm.
There's never a point where they say he is a Marine. He is just an agent of some nature. Like, I don't think the developers of this game really had an idea of how chain of command works.
He is a very bossy agent.
Yeah. But you can see I have my flashlight on now, and the T symbol has changed over to the flashlight. So if I hit it again, I'll turn my laser sight back on.
Yeah.
That's some brilliant shit. But you know what the weird thing is? There are several guns that are like that. The assault rifles and the SMGs and such, they almost all have the exact same set of attachments between them. Like the assault rifles almost all have hybrid sights and, a compensator or something like that. And then every one of the SMGs has a laser sight and a flashlight on it. It's really weird stuff.
Yeah, and you said this was a game that prided itself on its customization of the guns, right?
Yeah, but there's no customization in single player.
Oh.
So I had to kick this door open twice.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There is a bit of a cut. I was hoping YouTube shitty compression would help me here. But this is kind of the issue with the USAS 12. It's really good when people are behind light cover because it fires a slug. But in this room, I just cannot do shit with it. And then I remember the P90 is not very good either, and I end up sucking with that as well. What I should have been doing was hip firing this thing like a madman, but not so much with that.
Honestly, the compression is making it just this entire thing a blur. I cannot see anything really.
Oh.
I can now, but
Yeah, because I stopped moving.
yeah.
Stop moving and stop shooting, you can see a lot better. Yeah, that is the problem. There's so much going on in this game at any given time that I don't feel like that a lot of stuff's going to come through on some things with YouTube, unfortunately. It's all encoded at 1080 and should be okay. And here I try to stab a man. Not so much. I wish that had worked.
Is that I've noticed that tagging system. I think it, at least as far as I know, it was first in the Splinter Cell game.
Yeah, the mark and execute in Splinter Cell.
Right.
I wish that's what it was. That'd be great.
I know it's not that, but I was just saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
well.
I get it. Yeah.
We
so
didn't have an exit strategy, but now we have an exit strategy.
Yeah, you can kill that guy, be a dick about it if you really want to. I do break the game a little bit later on with one other thing I do. But here comes a long and boring fight. I know that's a really good tagline too. Look at that weird frame rate issue there. I know that's a good way to tell people, hey, come watch my video, but this is a long and boring fight. Simply put. One, this guy does not seem to be at all affected by the fact that a fucking aircraft carrier just split apart, and
there's a flying jet that just went by.
I got points for that flying jet killing people, by the way.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, at the bottom it said multi-kill. I'm like, oh, hey, kill streak, nice, yeah. So, this is kind of why I wanted the USAS. It's decent at a range out here, but, well, I got hit with a grenade. You can see my health just automatically starts regenerating, but these guys are going to keep throwing shit at me forever. So I had to hide and cut some pieces there. I didn't die, which is good.
Does the health regeneration change depending on what difficulty you're playing at?
Someone in the thread actually said that it seems to difficulty only seems to change how accurate the enemies are, which is kind of a scary thought because I'm playing on medium and these guys will hit me for no good reason from 100 miles away if they feel like it. Weather effects. So that marking system there is, it just basically tells your squad to shoot at a guy.
Right.
But honestly, that's maybe the second squad kill this entire level they've done. And I use that pretty often. I did forget about the binoculars where you can hold Q and put Doritos over people's heads.
Doritos?
That's
Okay.
what they're called by the community.
Okay.
And, well, the snipers are called Wookiees and all this other stuff, so yeah. Now here's a interesting fact about explosions in this game, and when you explode something to kill a guy, sometimes the game doesn't register that as a kill for you. It'll register just like the person will die, but it will not register as a kill. Like this guy here, I blew him up, but I got no points for it.
What do the points do?
If you get enough points in the level, or if you match up the number of points you're supposed to have by whatever. Like if I hit escape right now, you'd see a screen and it says, "Get this number of points and unlock this gun," and you can do that by getting kills and racking up points, or you can go ahead and pick up dog tags, which I have only found the one gimme one that's in the entire game, so I don't know. But this QBB I picked up, this thing is like a constant companion throughout the rest of the single player. It's a solid gun, so I stick with it. Alright, we have another fun little cutscene here. We're going to get into a fast attack craft. These are new to Battlefield 4. They were not in Battlefield 3 at the very least. These are
That ambient music just cut out pretty quick.
Yeah. I think they hired the Mass Effect 3 guy to come do music. So, as soon as you get into this thing, you get attacked by this guy.
I was polite him to wait. Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's alright?
Yeah, we're cool. This is a video game. It doesn't really matter. So, you spend like... I just had a boat run over me right there. And then one go under me.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to get back to the Valkyrie. which is the defend the Valkyrie part of this mission.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to do this, I kid you not, is to point, if you look in the bottom left of the mini-map, just point your boat towards that arrow and keep driving. Don't even bother stopping. Because that is the easiest way to do this. Most of the time these guys are going to just come from behind you, and after a little while it just gets tedious, so I end up cutting a little bit of this so we're closer to the Valkyrie.
The water honestly looks like shifting tar or something like that on my screen.
I just got rammed by another attack boat right there. Like, these guys just got me circled around on them. Now the missiles, the thing I have out now in multiplayer, you get about 16 shots before you have to reload. So I'm constantly hitting R, but I don't need to. So I'm having a fun time. And the secondary weapon, the TOW, tow missile, is a fly-by-wire weapon, but I don't even get to use it in this video. And another destroyer just got taken out. Of course, the one we have to get back to, totally fine. Never a problem there.
Was there an option to do that part of the boat with stealth? I know stealth in this game is like the enemies can't see 2 feet in front of them like every other stealth video game.
Yeah, no, there's no real option for that. I'm trying to shoot down that helicopter there, but I think it's invincible until it gets to a point, which is kind of sad, because like I was saying in the previous video that it's really nice that there's no invincibility in this game for enemies, but well, I was wrong. I just hate, like, these boats make things so tedious when you're just trying to go somewhere, and it's just like, okay, we're gonna throw about 50 boats at you.
Yeah, this is going on for a pretty long time.
Welcome to Battlefield 4, the game where the multiplayer is really quick and fun, and the single player just drags on forever. Oh, and this plane in the background. I don't know what's going on there. I got so distracted by it, I got shot by this attack chopper like 50 times. But
you are in the most indestructible boat that exists.
Yeah, they're basically floating tanks. They're great. But look at this thing. What the fuck happened?
Just enjoying the view.
Don't mind me. I'll come back to the war in a bit. This is looking really nice out here. Yeah, I think it's actually one of the planes from the top of the Valkyrie or something, and it just got knocked off by physics. Oh, and you cannot like drive the boat straight in there. You have to crash it like that, no matter what you do. Scripted crash.
So, I think in the last video you said this reminded you of Modern Warfare, in the fact that the missions will start out where you have to do this quiet stealth thing, and it ends up just being like a Michael Bay movie or something with all the explosions and violence.
Yeah, that's a lot of sequences like that, yeah.
Yeah, the same thing has happened here.
Yeah, you get this like, okay, go explore this place, and then the next thing you know, it's all-out warfare. China has invaded your boat.
Tombstone.
That sequence there is actually kind of hard, and it took me 3 tries. You saw a cut there, obviously, but that took me way too much effort to do. I was really kind of upset with myself about that, because you don't really have any good cover in that area, so your best option is to hang out on the stairs and blink people. Man, this stupid thing where, so this is one of those sequences where like one guy is trying to talk us through stuff, and then he can push through NPCs, and then you have to wait for the NPCs to move for you to go through. Like the weird incongruities of the cutscene abilities of other characters in yours. Okay, choppers. You're not supposed to shoot these down, but fuck that noise.
Oh, well.
Get like me.
Well, good job.
But these guys died anyways.
Oh, well, you can't save them all.
Yeah, so the game tells you to pick up a Stinger in here. The Stinger and the HVM2 here are both anti-air lock-on missile things. I go with the 2 dumbfire weapons because I ain't using no lock-on. And pick up this SMA too.
Watch that helo! Target, dead ahead!
Yeah.
Is it Irish? His favorite word is motherfucker?
Yes, of course it is.
Yeah.
Well, who else would say that so much? It's gotten to the point where I'll say it now. I also pick up the FAMAS.
Which you said sucked.
Yeah, it fires, like, it's a bullet hose. It works really well up close, but At any sort of range, it's kind of bad. And I forgot that there was a fight sequence here, so I actually showed up with my RPG out, which I guess could have been a viable strategy. But the FAMAS also only has 26 rounds per magazine and fires faster than all the other assault rifles. I think there's actually one or two that do better, but that just makes it a little insane. If you crawl into this Osprey, you can actually pick up a Spas, which I do later on. But look, that was partially me sucking, and partially these guys being really good at dodging stuff.
Is there any destruction within the boat? I know you've thrown grenades, and that hasn't really seemed to do much. But with the outside world, it was like the geomod system, everything that wanted to be, in terms of just destroying scenery and such.
The Spas works better. No, in the boat, it's very limited stuff, like knocking over things and blowing up crates and stuff, but that's about it in terms of destruction, which is kind of sad, because, oh my god, that's annoying.
Yeah.
The invisible hitbox around the Osprey nose.
Happens in every shooter.
Yeah, I know, but it just bugs the hell out of me. So I am down to, like, no health here, just trying to survive in this corner. I've outstripped my support once again. Because I'm trying to get through this stuff, because this can be a real, like, every one of the firefights in this game, or the set pieces, it's almost never like, here's going to be this really fun, quick set piece. It's almost 100% of the time, here are 50 guys who are going to hide behind some boxes, and there's too many of them firing just on you to move anywhere.
Yeah, and of course you have to take them all out while your squad will wait in the back like they were there.
Yeah, oh, it's wonderful. There's some really annoying stuff later on too, that it's just like, I cannot believe it made it into the game. Someone who played test this thing would have said, this isn't fun, what is going on here? Well, here we are. Okay. I think, yeah.
Oh, she punched out a helmet.
Yeah.
Or a guy in a helmet.
Yeah, it's like that movie Ultraviolet that no one saw.
Damn.
For good reason.
I didn't see that either.
For good reason. I'm sure someone who saw it will explain why. But let's just say the worst CGI I've seen this side of Reboot.
He doesn't know who I am. What was I supposed to do? Fight?
I hope you get that reference. Anyways, Hannah is revealing herself to be some sort of fighting person. This should be no surprise if you've seen any of the promotional materials for this game, which included her in military uniform and shooting guns. So...
Did she say where her, the guy who got shot, the ragdoll, where he went?
He's actually up in the command deck with the captain of the boat.
Oh, okay.
So here's the scripted sequence, but I still got a kill with the RPG, and it reloaded itself while I was recovering from the scripted sequence.
That's handy.
Yeah. So when we get up here, you can see the anti-air gun firing up on the left side of the screen. We're going to get command of that in a moment, which is kind of nice, but we're not going to really need it, because I'm too fucking baller for that shit. And,
is Hannah any better in combat than the other squad members?
No, they all have the exact same values. They're all terrible, basically.
Oh.
The fun thing is that each one of the squad members that you have, Pac, Irish, Hannah, and Kovic, they all have kind of signature weaponry. So Hannah, whenever you see her, is almost always using a P90 after this, and in this sequence is using an SMG. Kovic and Pac both use assault rifles, and Irish is always carrying an M249B, which is an LMG. Like, even when you're in the middle of this area that should not have that gun later on in the game, he has that gun.
Well, it just gives him confidence.
So, let's help this character and then go to something that is sure to be a very eventful sequence. We're going up this ladder for no particular reason, I should mind you.
Whoa. Oh.
Attack helicopter. And it got blown up, so we don't even get to get revenge on that thing. Oh no! He's been speared with strawberry preserves. They could have really done a better job with those graphics.
Kovic, your face has been painted red.
Yeah, they fired a paint bomb at you. So, taking down helicopters in this game is a bit of an art with a dumbfire weapon. Luckily, these guys fly really slow. You're supposed to take a Stinger, which is a lock-on, and it will automatically track the helicopter. But dumbfire weapons are going to be able to take it down faster. That guy should have been dead. I cannot believe he pulled up like that.
Is it like a one-shot difference between the Stinger and the RPG?
Well, I think actually in single player they both take everything down equally as fast. But I ain't no punk, so I don't use no lock-ons.
Oh, okay.
Unless, of course, there's someone laser locks onto something for me, but not going to happen here. Now, I've actually highlighted this guy, so he's getting fired on by the AA gun. But
Right,
fuck
I
that.
heard him say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
well,
that
okay.
noise. And that's how you play this game. You show everyone you're pro by shooting down stuff with RPGs.
Did something
So-
just disappear there?
Yeah, that'll happen. Look, I got pushed through him. That's what killed him.
Oh, Kovic.
So you could actually stay back there and he'll still talk to you, looking the wrong way.
It's not good.
And Hannah's just like slapping him on the stomach. Like, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Garrison has the codes.
I don't think this is first aid.
Jane's gonna hunt you.
Oh, let's just put some vial into you. It disappeared.
That's the last of my crocodile. Oh, GBS threads.
Tell Garrison he has to trust.
Just like, look at this. Wrecker!
You might hear Kovic. Settle down.
I can't see. I got jelly in my face. Oh! What the fuck killed him? If you stopped slapping him in the stomach for 4 minutes, this probably could have worked, Hannah.
He's just rubbing his belly.
So we're supposed to feel bad about the death of this character that we knew for 4 seconds. This is the ladder I was telling you about that could completely fuck you with Irish. Like, you could go on this ladder right after him and get launched.
Mm-hmm.
So it's best to hold off. Actually, I think there's another ladder later in the game that does the exact same thing. I never had it happen to me, but I hear it's quite annoying because you have to do that entire fight over.
I liked how Irish was saying, "What's your orders, Wrecker?" Oh, okay. Yeah, you can't speak, can you?
Yeah. What's your orders? Oh, well, I'll just interpret this. Fine. Yeah, this is one of those things where if you don't expect these guys to be here, you expect the cutscene and you, like, take your hands away from the console.
Then they can kill you pretty
fucked.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 guys firing on you. Not great. Not a tough fight, but if you don't expect it, it can still get you.
The bridge is clear. Is he okay?
Stable.
I was hiding in here crapping myself.
He didn't make it, sir.
He's downstairs.
Not
Okay.
Kovic.
Not
The character we knew for 20 minutes.
We didn't even know his first name. I think he was supposed to be the... There were 2 guys who... listen to the background music, by the way, if you can.
Isn't it the same ambient music that was playing when we were in the ship?
Yes,
the
and
other
they
ship? use
use it later in the game again in a totally inappropriate space.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, man. Yeah, the weirdness in this game is just outstanding. But we get a little bit more plot details and explanation for where we're going next, and then we're out, thankfully.
You brought back from the Titan confirmed.
So apparently that hard drive stored all the information about someone getting shot somewhere else. Which
Plot
is
dump
bad.
hard drive. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. We dumped the C drive and it was all the plot. Guess what's happening next? We downloaded Battlefield 4 and played it illegally with wares. So, yeah. That was definitely a mission.
Pack
One of
his
the
leadership
longer ones.
material? What has
Yeah.
he done? He's just followed orders.
Yeah, that's what you do to be a leader. It's how Wrecker got where he is.
Oh, I can't argue with that.